Hello again, people. Right, as I said in a previous video, I'm studying this RSI very closely now, and really thinking out loud. And remember the disclaimer: never trade what I talk about, but learn to trade, possibly, if you like what I'm doing, from what I talk about. So I was studying this. I've looked through every one of these charts on the weekly, and as you know, the end of the week, end of the day, and even sometimes the H4 candles, when you get a large candle printed, you quite often get some sort of pullback. You know, great big red candle here. Not going to go into the guts of this to see whether it pulled back before it went down or which way it did it, but there was definitely a pullback at some point. So I suppose really what you could do, and what I have done in the past, is just draw a line on the close of that candle, and when the close gets broken above with a trend and with all the ducks in a row, then that is quite possibly, so whether it's gone all the way down and then come back and found the close, much the same as people talk about the opens of candles and being possible trading areas. There was a gap down on this one, we can clearly see that. Or was it a gap up? Sorry, a gap up by the looks of it. The open of that candle then crashed down. That was the close. Yeah, massive gap up. So apologies. This did actually push up and retrace instantly. Or over the weekend, should I say. Anyway, getting back to what I was talking about. Look at this phenomena here. 3 big bars eventually crossing the 20. And look what happened in the past. 3 big bars finally crossed the 20, and we had a pullback. 3 big bars above 0, and then finally above the 20, and we had a pullback. You know, it's things like this that we are trading, guys. 3 big bars down and a pullback. You know, 3 big bars down, pullback. At support as well, of course, some sort of support. Clearly support, massive support all over these areas. So it's things like this that I build up a strategy by studying. So not only has this broken and tested, so it's tested a resistance up here. That candle there, remember we're on a weekly, or it's as good as tested it anyway, but you know, and clearly support as well, massive support. We've got that flip zone there, open and close zone, PPZ, price pivot zone, whatever you want to call it, there. And then we've broken this week here. And what do we talk about when we break a resistance or support level? Potentially a pullback. So where would we expect this to pull back potentially to? Well, based on this monthly chart, weekly chart, the last resistance broken, or the most recent one, on the left hand side. So if there was one up here, yes, I would expect it to be a problem, but it's taken all this time to break through this one, finally broken it. That is where historically I've found price tends to come back to. So we could put that on there. Oops, apologies, my mouse playing up again. Oh, got the wrong one again. I'm going to just leave that on there. It's because the chart's so zoomed out. Let's get rid of that one again now. So, and then we've got a corresponding flip zone here as well, and we've got support and resistance and tons of resistance. So it's a blinking strong, I was going to swear then, blinking strong area of resistance and support. So that is my musings for today. If I get we could put the open level on there as well, flip level, whatever you want to call it. Oops, oh, God, apologies, I need to zoom in now actually. Get rid of that, that went the wrong place. Here, on the high of that. I think my mouse batteries must be running out, and it's still not done it. And it's still not done it. There, finally. So, some sort of break through that green line there, the flip, could potentially yield a short. Not sure what else we can glean from. Well, we're going to struggle down here because that's a strong support, daily support. Now we're on the daily chart. Break that, and then we're going to potentially attack these two daily levels here. And we might as well put the red one on there as well. That one. So potentially there's a little bit of a trading plan. Of course, this has retraced now from the daily. We can see that we've got the punch up. That was the reversal to the long side. Low, high, 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 low, lower, high, lower, low, low, high, higher, low, higher, high. Failed to break this one. I wonder if that's failed to break it still. The high is 6248. The close was 6251. Yeah, it broke above it. So potentially, again, in my opinion, this is a break confirmed by the break above the high of that. That still does suggest a possible pullback, but with that red candle in there, it can go either way. So it's just one to watch, guys. And this is how you learn. This is how I learned. I'm not really sure which is the right one. But, you know, what can I say? You've got all the information on your charts. Histogram on this daily chart now is well, that last daily candle actually failed to break that high, so it's starting to weaken off. It is you know, you can, in case you're not aware of this, you can put your mouse on the histo and see the exact levels. You need to do it a couple of times because it doesn't always read correctly. So 32.98.46 and 31.58.52, so I was correct, that is lower than that one. It's weakened off. Who knows what will happen? We might gap down, we might gap up. If we gap up, then it's quite likely that this will crash down that way. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. We just do what the charts show us. H4 on this one is telling me, when it moves, that we had an H4 close and break here. Something I don't mention very often, but I should do, is that when I want to trade these reversals, I want to see ideally shallow reversals. So these candles are small, and therefore this would be the first target, the high here, where you can see this is far from shallow. The reversal, high, low, lower, high, lower, low. Sing the song, low, high, higher, low, higher, high, until we break that yellow line there with a close, which is that candle there. That coincides with the test of the resistance up here and here. This one did in fact close above that one. I'm not going to go into the details of that, but at this point, because we're just sort of thinking out loud and I don't want to get too in depth, but there are lots and lots of bits of information you can glean from this. You know, two massive spikes here, and failures to go any further. You know, you could put this up here. We could draw these resistance levels in here to prove that there is something stopping price going further. That's not to say it won't try and attack them again, but this is not a shallow reversal to the long side. I want to be trading from pullbacks, not what do we call this, trading tops, if you like. I want to be entering a trade targeting that up here from somewhere down here. There's no sort of real burst of energy now, not like, you know, a crossover here. What I'm talking about, a moving average crossover, unlike a continuation here, and your trend analysis and so on and so forth. That's a burst. That's a big burst of momentum there. The first 20 break line, that dotted line 20 break and close, I mean, massive momentum there. Compared to this, small candles, admittedly RH4. So yeah, I mean, if we got the reversal, how would we start to consider a reversal here? Well, we want to be seeing, don't bother about the R1 now, that's yesterday's, that would be gone on Monday, I think, anyway, but don't quote me on that. What I want to see is a candlestick trend to the downside. So first signal of that would be if this low is broken here, and then we would have to attack this low here because we're inside this whole move here, low, high, high, low, high, high. So ideally the real true break downwards would be this low, high, high, low, high, high, broken by a high, low, lower high, lower low. Keep singing the song until that low is broken. So that becomes that's a very significant level there, that green level, and this is a way to attack that level by a hourly reversal, low, high, high, low, high, high to the downside. So fail to break that high, a new high, low, lower high, so a new lower high with a lower low, break and close below that green candle there, that green there, and that would be a way to start to attack. I don't think that printed. Start to attack, there it is there. Start to attack that reversal to the short side. Okay guys, just musing out loud. RSI histo alert and a little bit of reversal thought processes going on there. Once again, we can draw a ascending trend line again on that, because as far as I'm concerned, this is a valid touch point, connection point, when this high is broken by this. Support, in my opinion, is what forces the price up above previous higher highs, and the opposite for downtrends. This is not a valid connection point for this, because this price has not been forced below there, but this is a valid connection point because price has been forced by this area of resistance down below that support. Boom. So once we've broken through this line and not used it as resistance, failed to hold as resistance, if we got a 20 break up here, then we could clearly start to consider long trades here. As it was, high, low, lower high, lower low, low, high, higher low, higher high, and close. That was a break to the long side. All good and valid. And once again, my mouse is playing up. Come on. There. Close. Notice once we get the close, we get the pullback to test old resistance as new support, and up she goes. Massive move there as well. And that's it guys. Thinking out loud, support and resistance. Oh, that didn't connect properly there. I do like my charts to be tidy. And that's it guys. Thanks for watching. Have a great Sunday.